Hi, attorneys. How to grow your legal practice. Okay is good enough for now? What? Doug is asking me to practice mediocrity? We're going to look at this in just a moment here. So, you have a bit of a problem. They never taught you in law school how to grow your legal practice. You're probably a great lawyer, but some of the growth aspects, client development, creating referral networks, all of that stuff is a bit of a mystery, and I understand. You want to make more money, have less stress, have a life. I hear this all the time for the attorneys that I work with. And I know because I'm you, right? I practiced for a number of years and been coaching for over 15 years one-on-one with attorneys to help them develop their business development skills. This is meant for associates, partners, practice group leaders, whether you're a solo, small or medium-sized firm, or you're a member of a larger firm, there's information in here that's going to be really helpful for you. There's also an ebook that's down below in the description or in the comments. Definitely get that. Download it, sign up to download it. It expands on this topic. It also has a lot more information in it, over 25 pages on how specifically to grow your legal practice. It's free, my gift to you. So let's get going on this session. It's okay to be okay as you learn and get better with business development. We have to get past that 100% correct attorney bias. And I know as well, you don't kind of sort of see if this motion will work, or I really don't need to do prep for this expert depot, or whatever your work is. We have a lot of stress as attorneys. You have a lot of stress being right all the time. And I totally get it. It is a professional a way of practicing, and it's great. But when it comes to business development, attorneys get really hamstrung and get really hesitant to try anything. If I don't know this 100%, I'm not going to do it because that's how I do my legal practice. For business development, it's okay to be okay as you learn and get better. Some of the stuff we're going to look at here isn't external facing. So I'm not talking about how to make you look silly in front of your clients or your colleagues. Some of this stuff is going to be completely internal or small steps that will get you further down the road as you develop your skills and develop your knowledge. James Clear wrote the book Atomic Habits. Great book. Get that and read it. Has a quote here that you can see. 1 minute of action is better than a year of perfect planning. That's the problem we get into with attorneys. And I know working with practice groups, we'd spend the longest time trying to develop plans without actually taking a single action. I say, and James says, you'd be a lot better taking action now instead of trying to have perfect planning. It all comes down to this, and I get it. Do I want to do something that I'm really good at, I'm an expert at, I'm a professional at, being an attorney, or something that I'm not that good at, parens yet, close parens, business development? Meanwhile, I want to grow my firm. I want to grow my practice. I want to make more money. I want to have less stress. So again, getting over that bias and understanding that, you know what, I can do something that I'm not very good at yet, and I'll get better as I go along. Couple of things that might seem kind of silly, but hopefully they're helpful for you getting more comfortable with starting or developing or continuing wherever you're at in your business development journey as an attorney. The business side of the business of law. When NASA first launched the first moon journey, they spent 97% of their time on course correction. This is mind-blowing. Billions of dollars and thousands of people. Let's get it in the air. Let's point it at the moon. And as we go, we'll do course correction because there's no way to get it perfect before we launch. We can get it as close as possible, but we're going to spend time, a lot of time on course correction. And that can be you. You know what? Let me launch this thing and let me figure it out as I go. You're not that unique and and you're not bigger than this huge NASA effort. Here are a couple more examples. The SR-71 Blackhawk, the fastest plane ever, still, its fuel tanks leaked on the ground and they knew it. It didn't have these internal bladders for the fuel. The fuel tank was actually the shell itself. But when it would get up to 80,000 feet, the skin would get to 1,000 degrees on the external skin of the plane, it would swell and it would close the fuel tanks. They knew this. So while it was on the ground, they'd fill it up and it'd sit there leaking. Well, get it in the air, refuel it, and get it up to where it's supposed to be. And then that problem is solved. Sorry about beeps in the background there. Not sure what that's about. Orville and Wilbur Wright. They didn't have pilot licenses. There was no such thing as a pilot license. You have what? An airplane? You're going to fly? They just did it. They made mistakes along the way. They crashed along the way. The first Seinfeld season was not that great. If you go back to the very beginning, they learned a lot, and certainly by season 2 is what we know now. So NASA, airplane, the Wright brothers, Seinfeld, you can start somewhere and you can learn as you go along. So you need to have a bit of an attitudinal shift, right? And you need to focus, or sorry for being so pedantic there, you should cast your eyes forward. Where do I want to be? What gets me there? What are the habits and the systems that will get me there? Right? If I want to double my salary within the next 5 years, or whatever your goals are, money related, I want to pay for my daughter's college education. I want to be able to afford that vacation in France. Whatever the things are that you need to do as an attorney from a business and a personal perspective, what's going to get you there? What's going to help you grow your business? And how do you do this? Again, this comes from James Clear. Read that book. It'll really help you. So talking about us for a second and enjoying and overcoming and enjoying a new perspective, right? Consider just a 2-minute starter effort. There's another video on my channel about spending 15 minutes a week on business development. You might look at that one. You might download that ebook because it'll really help you say, let me just crack this open and take another look at it. Hey, just the fact that you're watching this one right now means you've already taken steps to start. The very best way to learn is to take action. Eliminate wasted time. I worked with an attorney who, in that third point there, who realized spending 50 hours a year on these 3 targeted goals we'd come up with generated about $100,000 in revenue. So she quickly realized, hey, when I'm doing business development time, I'm generating 2,000 hours in revenue. There's no way I can do that much more billable time to generate that $100,000 in 50 hours. So it was great. And sometimes you'll realize I'm actually making more money doing business development than I am just doing more billable hours. Goals are important. Having a system, having good habits, realizing that it's okay to start somewhere and learn as you go will really be helpful to have you establish that new perspective, embrace that new perspective. Hey, a little bit of butt kicking and cheerleading as well. 7 days in the week, none of them are named someday. In the ebook, you'll see a quote that says, if not now, when? Every week you're not doing active business development, another firm or another attorney is. And in fact, your clients are another lawyer's or firm's targets, most likely. Just like you might be saying, I want to get ABC Corp as a new client this year. They're probably using somebody. You're probably going to be trying to take ABC Corp away from another attorney. Well, guess what? Other firms and other attorneys are looking at your clients. So if you're not active with business development with them, you might be in jeopardy of losing those clients. To turn it into a positive, to look at these things and say, wow, let me get going. Let me start somewhere. Let me get better as I go along. Let the fuel tanks leak a little bit because I know when I get up to speed, I'll be solid. Also know that business development is a set of small, consistent steps. It's not a life-changing, dramatic transformation. It's little things like watching this video. It's little things like a 2-minute starter effort. It's little things like downloading that ebook and flipping through it when you have a chance. Small, consistent, regular actions. The session I do on spending 15 minutes a week would really be helpful for you right about now. Right? It's a meeting with yourself once a week to see what you're doing, to see how you're doing what you need to do. man, just that one step, that small weekly action would really make a big difference in your career and in your business side of running a practice. So, practical advice, part of this new perspective, starting small, making a 1% difference per day. This is James Clear's mantra in Atomic Habits. Don't make a 100% difference in a day, 1% a day. You're already doing it right now by watching this video. Boom, done for today. Make it easy to show up. The heaviest weight in the gym is the front door. Gosh, isn't that the truth? Once you get there and get going, it's much easier than getting in the car, going to the gym, and opening that door. So these all come from Atomic Habits, the book that I mentioned. As I mentioned before, as you develop and as you improve and as you get better at this, you'll realize that you make more money here than you do in your billable work. That's a great, mind-blowing realization when it happens. When you're tracking where my time is being spent and where my revenues are coming from, and gosh, especially if you're in a larger firm and you're able to show at your comp meeting, hey, here's my business plan, here's what I'm doing this year, here's what the results were. I brought in $100,000 through 50 hours of concentrated effort. So, hey, comp committee, that's $2,000 an hour worth of revenue generation. Oh my gosh, do more of this. That hourly target we give you, forget that. Do this. I mean, it is really amazing when that happens in your career. It's a great thing. So do what feels comfortable for you, what's attainable. Don't let perfect get in the way of good enough. For right now, good enough or being okay might be okay for you. Small steps, small successes create more interest, less procrastination, um, increased activities. It's really wonderful how this is a self-perpetuating cycle that you develop and you do with yourself. I would say if you're coming away from this, you might watch a few more videos on my YouTube channel, download that free ebook, might go to the website and see what the coaching sessions look like. I'd love to work with you one-on-one on coaching. Hopefully you like this video. If you do, click like down below. Click subscribe down below and you'll get new content about once a week, sometimes more often than that. Download that free ebook that's in the description or in the comments. If you want to visit the website, that's great. But what I'd really like for you to do right now is like this video, subscribe, and get that free ebook. So thanks so much. It's okay to be okay. I'm helping you grow your legal practice. I'll see you next time.